Yo, it's your friend Dinner Dog, and today we're going to be talking about getting to the keep with no relics. This comes up a couple of times when you're playing randomizer. It could be a great move, it could be a crap move, but at least you'll know how to do it after watching this bad boy. So in today's video, we're going to go over the reasons why you want to go to keep early if you don't have any relics, or usually with Jewel of Open, the how to do the bridge movement so you don't fall down, how you do the Medusa damage boost effectively, and then something about manipulating Medusa heads that can't be true. All right, let's keep her going. So going to keep early. So usually this happens in a seed where you do all of the relic checks you can get without any relics. So like you go from the beginning and get all the way to the library, and you end up with just Jewel of Open. Gross, right? Okay, so you can either go down into the caverns and then have to crawl your way back up, or you've got to decide, maybe I go to keep, because keep is definitely in logic. So whether you do this or not, it's tomato tomato. I like doing it a lot. I think it's a cool thing. Like I think the pros outweigh the cons, but the if you're especially if you're doing a lot of racing, you may want to try to get into your competitor's head and figure out what they're doing, and then maybe mirror them. Or if you want to take a gamble, then go for something different. But anyways, the pros, obviously keeping the keep is in logic. So the even if you're playing with a seed of complexity, the next thing may be there. There's no reason why it can't be. Um, if you do this, if you can't do the trick, then you may have to go through the chapel eventually. Even if you go down to the caverns first, and that's slow and gross. So this is good. If you go there and get nothing, you still at least got a useful teleporter. So you got sun out of the deal. Whereas if you go down, you don't really get much. And you may be able to avoid opening the entrance teleporter, and that takes about 26 to 27 seconds. So if you just go for it first, you're less likely to have to open that, and it's really good. Cons, maybe able to go through keep faster later. So if you go down and get bat in the caverns, then you're gonna be flying to the keep, and it's gonna be really slow what you did. But the inverse is obviously also true. You'll need to hard double dip the clock tower because you won't have flight there, and so you'll have to go back for fire of bat, where your competitors may just be able to go once. The anyone who chooses to go down is ahead of you. If they find something, you find nothing. And in guarded, there's potentially two relics below, but but hey, it still doesn't mean that it's going to be the best move. So it's a toss up. Whatever you want to do is cool. So let's at least enable you with the trick if you're going to decide to do it. And again, I like to do it, so it's fun. So when we look at trying to get over the bridges, so I like to use the back foot method of lining up my back foot to this crack over here. So you're going to see that there's this upside down Y. I use that to say, okay, here's like the area, and then here's the crack I'm going to align with. And if you look at my pointer right now, it's kind of got the pointer and then four arrows and going north, south, east, west. So I'm going to be using the north pointer. And you can see these two pixels here that are dark gray. That's what we're going to use to align. So if Alucard's back foot is on the rightmost pixel and not over the other one, then that's about as far left as you want to go to perform the jump. You can step further without the bridge breaking, but the bridge will likely break in beneath you when you try to jump forward. The Conversely, this is about as far back as you want to go. The essentially 2 pixels beyond the gray here, or to the right of the gray. And so the reason I like doing this is you will avoid the bridge breaking on the other side when you get there if you give yourself as much space as you can. Some individuals like using this V and then moving a bit forward, and then I'm going from there, but you're not maximizing the amount of space you can get out of this bad boy. So that's why I like this method. I find it's more consistent for me. And because the key piece we're trying to avoid is falling. Even if it takes a bit of time to set up, you definitely want to avoid falling. And speaking of setup time, I generally perform the setup for all 4 jumps, even though it's not really necessary. So the first bridge, the second bridge, and the bridge's midpoint, and then even the final bridge. And then this bridge, you've got the most leeway here. And I still like to do it because, A, it's safer, and B, like if you mess it up, there's a big time loss. And when you think about it, if you're in the middle of a race and you're in the 300 series videos here, so you're probably racing, a lot of things are going through your head as you're going through the seed, and having a mental check to say I'm going to slow down here to make sure I don't screw up can really stop you from getting over anxious or just not thinking about it because there's a lot of other things you're probably thinking about. So it's a good sort of like just pause and then focus on what you're doing, if anything else. We're gonna use summon spirits to clear the flying skulls that are gonna come over here. You may be able to slash the first one that comes up, but generally the second one's too far away, and they may also be under the ground. If you do end up falling, you gotta go all the way back to the outer wall. So through the load room, load the outer wall, be in the outer wall, and then go back. You can't just open the load room door and then walk back in. The bridges will still be collapsed. So otherwise, the second piece to this puzzle is Alucard needs to jump from this platform over here to this one over here, and that's a little too tall for him. So what we're going to do is use a sweet Medusa head to damage boost us the rest of the way. So you've probably seen it before, but really we're requiring a blue Medusa head. The yellow ones don't really work because they turn you to stone. You don't get the same amount of height. And we need the Medusa head coming from the right side of the screen, so going from right to left. The When we get hit, the knockback's going to be determined based on the percentage of our health lost. I used to think it was just defense, but I've got a character with over 1,000 health, and no matter what I do, I can't get that trick to work. So I think it kind of works like the big toss, where lowering your defense impacts the trick because you'll be losing more health as a percentage. But there is a possibility that you can over level and not be able to perform the trick. So I kind of like trying to do this early as well rather than going to the caverns and doing it later because, if I get a bunch of level ups and I accidentally pick up some health pots, like maybe I get to a point where I can't do the trick anymore. So that's potentially problematic. So looking at executing the jump, you see the head here and how it's kind of in line with the stairs. It's kind of the height you're looking for. It can be below here as well, but you're kind of looking for like a loop-de-loop or the wave it kind of goes through around this area here. You can see I'm already initiating the jump in this screenshot, but you kind of want to jump when the head is about to or just like in line with this waterfall line. And then lastly, you just want to jump towards the stairs as high as you can, and then the head should come and hit you. It doesn't matter if the head is going up or down. That doesn't really impact how the damage boost works. It's more of your height being hit by the head initiates the same kind of thing. So that's how that bad boy works there. So let's actually go forward and make this happen. So we've conveniently got Alucard here ready to go into the clock tower. So let's do that right now. No weapons, unfortunately, so we're going to be fisting. Alright, so first head shows up. He's underground. Let's just summon Spirit here. The second bad boy is here. I use this summon Spirit time to start setting up. But you can see here we've got the backwards Y right over here. And then we've got the crack beside it. That's what we're going to be utilizing. So we're going to walk forward a bit. And this would be okay. My foot here, you can see the gray pixel beyond my back foot. I can jump here and it's going to be pretty comfy. The alternative, that's the same pixel. Oh, I keep getting the same one. This would also work as well. So let's demonstrate this bad boy. Jump forward and we're good. And you see how the bridge didn't break when we got to the other side. So, and that's good because you can jump out of it if the bridge breaks, but the window's very small and you potentially end up falling. So that's what we want to look out for. So again, we've got the backwards Y. We're going to kill the skulls that comes over here. We're going to perform the summon spirit maybe. Use the time to set up. This is good. Jump. We're now in the second point. We're going to be okay. Just as long as we don't over exceed over here, which we won't. And again, there's a bit of leeway to if you go too far forward. As long as you don't jump, you should be fine. We don't need to kill this guy, but we will. This bridge has the most leeway, but I want to showcase here, because in case you accidentally screw up here, right? We're going to jump, that bridge isn't going to break, this one is. But look at the distance I've got here, right? Like, even if I had, like, messed up the jump somehow or hesitated, I've got this much leeway here, right? I want as much there as I can. So, it's I think it's worth the time to set it up. And again, just to mentally get yourself in a place to be like, I need to not rush this because if I screw up the input somehow, I'm going to be ending up below. And I've already got through 3 jumps, and now I got to start all over again. So that's gross. All right, now let's look at the heads here. So obviously we don't want yellow heads, and oh my god, I'm going to get stoned because Alucard's just that kind of guy. All right, now after this mess, so we want to jump from the top of the stairs here. All right, and we're looking for blue heads. So that's yellow head, unfortunately, yellow head. Come on, blue head. There we go. This will work. We jump and we're up. So I got it on the first available head. That's pretty good. Could we do that again, maybe? I don't know. Let's try a look here. I'm going to let one head spawn in. Jump over here. We got the head in the wrong direction. There's a head in the right direction. Jump and we're good. Wow, like 3 heads. We did it really fast. Yay. I must be the luckiest guy in the world. Whoops. And now I'm the unluckiest guy in the world. Come on, get out of here. Stop getting stoned, Alucard. What is this? This is illegal in like 17 states, right? Like, get the hell out of here. All right, we'll do this one more time here. All right, so we're just going to set up the thing here. And we're up. Wow, I got it on like the first head that I actually tried on. Are we seeing a pattern here? Wow, you can do this really quickly. Wow. Why is that relevant? Because you can manipulate the heads. Yay! So shoutouts to MT because he did a bunch of work on this previously, and I've kind of taken his work and ran with it, but it was definitely his idea first. But you can absolutely manipulate the height of the head. So the and like we can, well, I'll demonstrate a bit later, but like if you just stand in the same place, the heads are always coming at you. The game wants to hit you with the Medusa heads. That's how they're threatening, right? So you can get higher heights, or you can get consistently high heights with the heads if you know where to position yourself and when. And I'm going to show you how that is very specifically in a moment. The other piece that can be manipulated, but there's more things about it than I understand. I don't know the code. I have some observations, but you can probably manipulate the heads based on a number of things in terms of what direction they come in, and one of those is the direction you're looking at. The it's not perfect, but it's certainly you'll see as I demonstrated a bit later here that it is it's whatchamacallit. It's more than just a coincidence. It's not in my head. The so we're gonna show that off in a bit. I don't know how to manipulate the head colors. I don't know what it's based off of. It's probably based on something, but I have no idea. So we can do we can manipulate the height, which is the most important part, I feel. The direction we can maybe influence a little bit, and then the head color we can't. So if we do these first 2, this really becomes a 50-50. And like, what were my things there? Like, I got like the third and first head pretty much every time I just did this demonstration. So let's look at the surefire thing. We can absolutely manipulate when the head or how height the head's going to be at. So what I've done is I noticed that if I jumped when a head was coming from the left side heading right, when the head was kind of getting to this area here, so my benchmark was this like kind of pedestal thing in the background. If the head's in this area and then I jump from the top of the stairs, the next head should come at the right height. It may not be in the right direction, but it should be at the right height. And that was fairly consistent. And then I found that if I jumped right when the head was above me, I usually got a good head coming as well. But to be more specific, I just drew this yellow line and then copied and pasted it to the other side here to figure out where that line is because I felt this was the most consistent. And luckily enough, there is a reference point for this green line. It's the kind of the edge of the second stair. That's going to give us an optimal height and how I was able to get these heads to move or to be at the right height consistently as we did that demonstration. So let's just take a look at that here. I'll go back to the demonstration slide here and let's bring back the game. Here we go. And I'll bring it up for myself as well. Let's also have an elixir ready. All right, so we're going to stand here. Okay, this head, I'm going to jump over. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Hold on, hold on. What are we doing here? We're not even at the right place. This is no good. All right, so now we're at the right place. All right, head's coming here. All right, I kind of buggled that up. Let's jump. It's too early, but I want to avoid it. Here we go. That's probably the height. There we go. That's the good height. Oh, it's a yellow head. Jump a little bit after. There we go. Not getting the one. Here we go. This is no problem. Get hit. We're good. All right. Do this again. I had to jump early there because he's in front of me, but this still might work. Yeah, it does. All right. So if you're, it's too early. This one will be good. It's the wrong color. I jumped too early, and now I'm getting hit by heads. There we go. One more time. Jump when it gets to the edge of the pedestal. Look at that bad boy right there. Perfect, right? It's way faster than you think. So you don't want to like jump around like a madman. That's only going to make this slower. And you don't need to like reset the heads going down here. They're going to reset every time they get to both of those green lines, and then you can manipulate the height from there. So very cool. Now I'm going to load up a different save file here. Why isn't my soft load or my reset working? There we go. All right, so we are going to look at manipulating the whatchamacallit, the direction. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to look in the direction we want the head to be in. So and you saw it when I was doing it. It wasn't going the right way the whole time, and that's because I think there's a number of things that impact the way, including like if you're in a jump or not, which is unfortunate. But I do want to just quickly show off that I think the direction you're facing impacts it, and that it's probable that makes a difference. So I'm using a different file because this bad boy's got a cryptogram, and the reason I want to do that is because I want to be able to move I want to be able to kill the heads with as least movement as possible, so that I can maintain the direction I'm looking at without jumping or having to like wildly slash at them because they come in at weird angles. And again, this isn't as big of a deal as the whatchamacallit, as the height, which is absolutely a thing. So let's just take it here. So we got 1 going the direction we want, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 in a row. 1 the other way. Now we got 1 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in a row, and only 1 the other way. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 there, right? So I think that makes a good point there, right? That's not like I might as well buy a lottery ticket if we're saying that's just luck there, right? I definitely think that the direction is impacted by the area you move. And let's be honest, that makes sense, right? Like the game developer isn't going to make a game where like the head's going in the opposite direction you're traveling, right? For the most case. And like look at this too. If I go all the way against this wall here, they're not going to spawn in front of me, right? They're going to all be the wrong direction right now, right? Because the game doesn't want to spawn the head right in front of my face, right? That would be cheap. Like, look at all these bad boys. This is just a parade at this point, right? Like, what is this? The 7th one, the 8th one, 9, 10, 11. This is now 1 in 2,000 territory, right? Like 4,000, 8,000, right? Like, there's more to be learned with this. I don't think it's that useful in terms of setting up the manipulation so much because like when you're jumping around, I think that impacts how the game determines what side it goes in. But certainly the direction you're looking at and like your positioning can matter, and I think we've proven that there. So yeah, as always, and I'll probably get some comments on this one, but if I've messed up or if I'm totally wrong and I should buy a lottery ticket, put those in the comments. I'll have a pinned comment for any mistakes I've made and stuff like that as always. Otherwise, I hope you found some value in this and you understand that the trick isn't as scary as you'd think it would be, And certainly the with the right strategy, you won't be sitting there for like 20 minutes trying to get it right. Like you'll be able to get the right head and get yourself up there. That's all for me for this one. Cheers and have yourself a great day. We'll see you soon.